to how
Yeah.
DC segregated. So I'm not sure how many of you are knowledgeable about the DC area. DC used to be called the Chocolate City.
Okay.
A lot of very, very wealthy, very prominent African Americans. It was called the Chocolate City. That's what it was. It's a lot of black money. You know what I mean? Like that's what it was. And recently, I mean,
That Obama money.
real talk. I mean, it's a lot of rich black people to be, and it's still like that. DC is still one of the, I think Prince George's County, which was where I'm from, Prince George's County in Maryland, which is a suburb of DC, is the richest predominantly black county in the country. So like the median household income is ridiculous. Shout out to my parents, they did their thing. But but now, and this is happening in like a lot of cities. It's getting really gentrified. You know, certain people are moving in. They're raising the rent. They're raising certain property values where people can't afford stuff, and it's inevitable. But it's just kind of ugly how it's happening.
Yep.
You can't fight it, but it's like, come on, man. They're just knocking down buildings, displacing people, sending them somewhere else. It's just kind of messed up. I mean, Prince George's County, where I'm from, it's fine. Like they already have money, but it's still. It's noticeably segregated, you know, and that's the ugly part, you know.
Yeah.
So,
well, I this isn't based on fact in any way. I don't really know much about DC, but I would assume that the reason why it's called, what did you say, Chocolate City?
It's called the Chocolate City.
It's. I would assume it's because once, you know, African Americans really got like a lot more freedoms in this country, they probably just stormed that area. And they're like, we need to change some shit.
Right. Because, Maryland, which was, I think, most of D.C. is surrounded by Maryland. So most of the suburbs is Maryland. And then on the left side is Virginia. You ever heard of the term DMV? Like they'll say DMV area. So there was a lot of, to be frank, Maryland was a very, very huge slave state, you know? So all the slaves that were in Maryland pretty much just flooded the city and got really good jobs, you know, after. And of course, there was still segregation. I mean, you still had to fight through a lot of struggles. I would say the biggest thing that helped black people in the D.C. area is the fact that the federal government is there. So you'll see black people in high offices like in Department of Defense or Department of Energy or, you know, whatever, like just really, really good jobs. Because, you know, the federal government isn't going anywhere. It's not like it's tanking. You know what I mean?
Well, also they want to be there to make change.
Exactly. They're there to make change. So you'll see just a lot of very rich, very prominent black families. And that's what worked. So they did their thing. If you guys want to fact check me, go ahead. You can Google it. Like, DC area is very, very rich when it comes to and influential when it comes to black people in America. So